Iowa caucuses, there was a story on KCCI television where my husband happens to work, and the story was about this 26-year-old young man named Sean Norman. And Sean Norman had a life-threatening disease that was going to take his life very soon. And he had two dying wishes. The first dying wish was he wanted to go see the new Star Wars movie. And the second dying wish was he wanted to do something to get Donald Trump elected because Donald Trump was his idol, business idol. And I saw that story. And I said, oh boy, I know it's 10:30 in New York. I know Mr. Trump doesn't get a lot of sleep. He's probably still up working. I got to tell Mr. Trump this story about Sean in Ankeny, Iowa. So I called New York and I said, Mr. Trump needs to see this story. And they said, of course. It wasn't 15 minutes later, and I got a call saying, Tana, I want to meet this young man. So I arranged with the family for Mr. Trump to meet Sean. Mr. Trump met Sean. His heart was so full that this young boy, who his life was right there about to expire, all he wanted to do was meet Mr. Trump and see Star Wars. Well, he got the Star Wars wish, and I helped make the other wish come true. He met Mr. Trump, and Mr. Trump was so brokenhearted. He thought, how do these parents do this? Like, his heart was breaking for the family. And when the boy passed, I let Mr. Trump know about it, and he had a full day of campaigning, or he would have come to the funeral. But he said, Tana, I want you to tell that family. They inspired me. I know that they said I inspired him. No. Those people inspired me. What they dealt with, what they had to endure was beyond anything that I could offer him. So he loves people. I've seen that heart. I mean, and that's just a beautiful story. It doesn't end well for Sean and his family, but we do know Sean is up in heaven, and he did get to meet the man that he wanted to get elected, and so we push on, and that's just one of many stories. As we were at a Sioux City rally, and we all know what Mr. Trump thinks about our veterans. Again, how many veterans do we have in the room? Raise your hand. We all salute you. Thank you so much for your service. Mr. Trump will not leave you behind. I can tell you that firsthand. I've seen firsthand. We're at a rally, we're talking. Mr. Trump says, Tana, take the microphone around, and I put the microphone right in front of this gentleman who I wanted Mr. Trump to meet. Todd Landon in Sioux City, Iowa. Wounded warrior. Mr. Trump, his heart felt instincts again. He gets off of the stage. He goes walking down. Security's like, whoa, 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 this wasn't part of the plan. Well, when Mr. Trump feels something from the heart, he acts on it. He went down and said, tell me your story. And the young gentleman poured his heart and soul out and said, I gave my life, almost my life for this country. I gave my limbs for this country. I gave everything for this country, and I can't get the VA to call me back. And so Donald listened to the story, and he said, Tana, get his information. I will make sure the VA calls you. And he called, and he called, and he called, and he called 23 times. Guess what? The VA called Donald Trump back for Todd Landon in Sioux City, Iowa. Another story. I'm going to hold back the tears because I was crying on our way out here in our RV. There's another story that in Wisconsin, there was a lovely lady who said that she wanted to meet me at the rally. I go to the Wisconsin rally, and like I was mingling with a lot of you before the show started, I met this lovely lady, and I said, you are so beautiful, but she was so frail. She said, well, I'm dying. I literally cut my hospital bracelet, begged my doctor. He said, you may not make it if you leave here today. And she goes, I don't care. I got to tell Donald Trump thank you. She cut herself out of the hospital, gets to the Wisconsin rally, shares this story with me. I tell Mr. Trump backstage, he says, I want to meet her. I said, okay. So before I could do that, it's Q&A time. I take the microphone to Melissa Young, Miss Wisconsin, years ago. She says, Mr. Trump, I've waited years, 10 years to tell you this. I was sick in the hospital after I won Miss Wisconsin. Someone told you that. You sent me a letter saying, get well. You're beautiful inside and out, and my wishes and prayers are for you. I want you to get better. She said, I have never forgotten that day, and I may not make it for another rally, but I want to be here to say thank you. You changed my life. And you guys, there's so many stories that he does deserve a round of applause, because how many politicians truly care about you? Not that many. And he does. Just like he cares about the Root family. Scott and Michelle Root, who lost their child, 21 beautiful-year-old lady to an illegal immigrant. Mr. Trump doesn't care about anything other than letting these people know, I'm with you, I'm fighting for you. That's the reason why I'm bringing up illegal immigration, for your daughter and all the other children that I don't want to see lose their life. He cares, genuinely cares about these people. And he's going to see them here today. So it's just a blessing. I am so honored to be able to be a part of this and just see his heart. So for those of you who are understanding that this is the man that I respect and admire, and you do see the truth, I thank you for that. For those of you who do want to be a part of our coalition, come along, get involved. We can't do this without you. Mr. Trump is doing 99% of the work, but with the rest of us, we can do the other percent. I beg of you to get out, and on November the 8th, you got to get out and cast your vote, or better yet, as Tamara said, if you wouldn't mind filling out an absentee ballot request form, we will then have your vote in the bank. So on election day, you can help recruit other people who may not want to go out and vote. It matters, folks. We are so close to taking over the White House and changing the status quo to being exactly what Trump is. Excellent standards. I thank you guys so much. Once again, raise your hand if you'd like our staff to give you one of these lovely placards. And if you would like to get signed up for an absentee ballot request form, also raise your hand. And our staff has got the clipboards. You guys put the clipboards up so everybody can see where to go. Okay, see the clipboards, everybody? Go get yourself signed up. We can't do it without you, and we are going to take over the White House. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Mr. Trump will be here shortly.